Hi, this is Ken Schwartz, and I'd like to talk to you for a couple of minutes about getting in trouble, criminal defense work. Here at my office, I handle an awful lot of criminal defense work, whether it be something as simple as a municipal offense, maybe a stealing, an assault, a property damage, something like that. We'll see these in our municipal courts here in the St. Louis area. In the St. Louis area, we have nearly 100, a little bit less than that, of municipalities, most of which have their own little courts. And they operate relatively independently, all of these courts, whether it be the Chesterfield Municipal Court or the Florissant Municipal Court or the Bella Villa Municipal Court, Clayton, Ladue, you name it. All of these municipalities that have their own municipal courts we work in. Municipal courts, pretty much by definition, prosecute municipal ordinance violations. These are not felonies. They cannot charge felonies in municipal courts. So they're ordinance violations. A lot of people think, well, this is a misdemeanor. What is this? And the answer is, it sort of feels like a misdemeanor, but it's actually what we call an ordinance violation, which is essentially the law of a municipality. If you've ever lived in a municipality and you get a ticket for maybe your grass being too tall or a traffic ticket, those are typically municipal charges. There's a set of laws written up in a code book for that municipality that makes something against the law. So we handle an awful lot of cases in the municipalities. Sometimes people don't get lawyers in the municipalities because punishments like jail are not all that common in municipalities. More times you'll see fines. Some people accuse these municipalities of using these courts as a funding method, essentially, for their municipality. Without getting into that, it's important to seek the advice of a lawyer, even if you're charged with a crime in a municipality, which is, again, not going to be a felony, not the most serious crime, but certainly the sort of thing that could create a smudge on your record. And in the days of electronic records, electronic court records, background checks, and these sorts of things when you're applying for jobs or perhaps admission into schools, you want to keep your record as clear as you possibly can. I'll give you just one kind of extreme example. I had a gentleman who came to see me, and he was concerned that he had been labeled a sex offender on some website that identifies sex offenders. And he had actually lost out on getting a job because of this. And I looked at this guy's record, and I didn't see anything that would make him a sex offender. Well, come to find out, he had been issued a ticket by some municipality for urinating in public. Unfortunately, something that we see oftentimes outside of venues where there's lots of drinking, concerts, ball games, this sort of thing. And that's exactly what happened to this individual. He paid a fine, and he had a conviction for urinating in public. And I think that particular ordinance said something like indecent exposure by urinating in public. Guess what? People saw that, and they thought that he was some sort of sex offender, rather than just maybe a drunken teen or early 20s person not exercising the best judgment, urinating in the alley outside of a bar where he's just consumed too much alcohol. That's the sort of thing that oftentimes, if we get involved in, we can keep those from appearing as convictions. Many times we can work those cases out to keep them off your record altogether. Municipal courts, while some of the offenses, again, may not be the most serious offenses in the world, many of the state laws, felony offenses, are structured so that if you have enough municipal even or misdemeanor offenses, let's say stealings, for instance, if you have a number of prior stealing offenses that were municipal ordinance violations or misdemeanors, and then you get another one, it can be charged as a felony. And again, it's a question of how many have you had in the past. Another reason to try to address even what would seem to be not the most serious case in the world in a municipality. Another very good reason, though, to address it, to keep it off of your record, so that if, God forbid, you do have more trouble down the road in your life, this thing isn't coming back to haunt you. It's worth speaking to a lawyer and probably hiring a lawyer to represent you, even in a municipal court, on one of their relatively minor ordinance violations, not to mention traffic tickets and the point system in Missouri and that sort of thing. The bottom line with the municipal courts is call a lawyer. Even if you don't think it's a big deal. It may be a bigger deal than you realize in terms of how it might affect you down the road. You get charged in a municipal court, call an attorney. we can help.